All right, let's keep it real to start this video. Daniel Jones playing injured reminds me of Halliburton, and it scares me. And number 2, Buckner still being injured. Wow, big uphill battle. All week I've been thinking 27 Texans, Colts 21. All week. Especially since that injury thing happened. And even before it, I was probably 24-21 Houston. This is a Houston team that defensively is so great. And offensively are getting C.J. Stroud back. That's a recipe for disaster for Indianapolis. Nico Collins always does crazy good. Although the cornerbacks usually were Juju Brents and Jaden Jones. And this time it's Travarius Ward and Sauce Gardner. Those things made me lean the other way a little bit. Say, wait a minute, do the Colts have a shot? Luke, why are you beating around the bush? I'm beating around the bush because this is one of those games. Okay? This is a classic AFC South game that's at 1 p.m. that is up and down, and you don't know what's happening, but it will be a classic. It will come down to the end. It will come down to the last drive, and it will be cinema. So let's break it down even more. So like I said, Collins, he's going to have a big game. He always does, and I think he will be the difference maker for Houston on offense. And their defense, you already know about it. Especially their D-line, it flies around. They're pretty good at the linebacker position and cornerback position. They have some really, really elite players. I think a difference maker, though, when it comes to that defense that they play, is a guy like Tyler Warren. Looking to get him involved again, especially at home, I think will be huge for Shane. And I was thinking as well before this game that the Colts always bounce back better after a loss than they do after a win. What I mean is they come out playing harder and faster and better after losses than they do after wins. If this team starts fast, this game's over fast. Because Houston does not have the firepower, right, outside of a couple guys, to really keep up with Indianapolis. If this becomes a shootout, Indy's winning, no doubt. This is not a shootout. This is, like I said, somewhere between that 20 to 30 point range for both teams. With that being said, another guy who needs to be involved is the MVP of the league. And I don't mean statistically. He won't win MVP, especially after his last performance. I mean the guy who is most valuable to his team's success, which is Jonathan Taylor. And I think, as I mentioned with the Halliburton thing, you could have said the same thing last year about who was the most valuable player to their team. Halliburton to the Pacers. It's the same situation here. JT does good, Colts win games. JT doesn't do good, Colts struggle to do anything. Now, I've said this before, Colts don't lose games by more than one score or more than 10 points to anybody in the league. So this will be a nail-biter from beginning to end. And now we need to flip it to the defense again. I think Latu is such a difference maker on that D-line. And that D-line is very, very underappreciated. And Stroud does terrible under pressure. I think Lou knows that. And he's really going to pressure Stroud on Sunday. In late game, that's going to get to Stroud. Okay? Obviously, this always becomes the question. And I said it was the question last week. And it's the reason I didn't trust. Mahomes or Jones, game on the line, who do I trust? Obviously, the answer was Mahomes. You saw what happened. They won the game. I said that would happen. Okay, this week, I'm not so sure. Stroud is good. Trust me. And obviously, Jones is injured. But I'm not as high on Stroud as maybe I was at one point. I don't think he's played that great. And him coming back from an injury as well, this is not so clear-cut of, oh, Stroud's coming back and he's 100%. He's not going to be 100%. He's going to be 75. And yeah, Jones will be 60. But is 60% Jones that much worse than 75% Stroud? I don't think so. This comes down to whose offense can break through late game. And as much as I was going to say, hey, you got to prove it to me for me to pick you, Indy, they haven't lost at home. And that makes me feel pretty good. And Jonathan Taylor always plays great at home. And he always plays great against division opponents. So boom, boom, boom. Boom. I mean, ton of reasons right there. I'm going to give the edge to Indy. Last second switcheroo from me. 24-21 Indianapolis. beats Houston, controls their destiny in the AFC South race still, and even on a greater scale, controls their destiny of maybe being the 2 seed overall in the AFC. So that's my prediction. It should be a fantastic game, and you better be here live tomorrow at 1 p.m. for it. Please. Okay. Thank you guys. Go Colts. It should be a fantastic game. And that is all I got. Halftime time is out.